Welcome to our channel, where dramatic stories, intense emotions, and secrets hidden beneath the glamorous surface are explored in depth and with captivating depth. Here, we offer you creative analyses, plot developments, and perspectives on films, characters, and conflicting relationships, allowing you not only to follow the story, but also to feel the layers of emotion behind each decision. Thank you for joining us, listening, and sharing on this journey of discovering thrilling and unexpected dramas. Ted's world fractures in a single, unbearable moment. What he witnesses does not explode all at once. It seeps in slowly, like poison, staining every thought he has ever trusted. Shanice and Rollins stand too close, their bodies angled toward each other with an ease that cannot be rehearsed. There is familiarity there, unguarded and intimate, and Ted feels something primal rise inside him, something violent and uncontrollable. His chest tightens, not just from jealousy, but from the sudden realization that his place in this fragile order may have already been erased. Anger comes first, sharp and scorching, but it is quickly followed by humiliation. Ted hates himself for noticing the smallest details, the way Shanice's posture softens near Rollins, the way Rollins' attention never truly leaves her. Each observation becomes a blade. Ted's pride, carefully constructed over years of self-discipline and compromise, begins to collapse. He has always believed control was his greatest strength, yet now it mocks him. The more he tries to rationalize what he sees, the deeper the fury sinks its claws into him. Shanice, meanwhile, is trapped in a storm of her own making. What Ted interprets as betrayal is to her a dangerous refuge. Rollins represents escape from a life that has grown suffocating, from expectations that have tightened around her like a noose. She tells herself that nothing has crossed an irreversible line, but even that thought feels dishonest. Her attraction to Rollins is not accidental. It is born from years of feeling unseen, unheard, reduced to a role she never chose. The guilt gnaws at her relentlessly, yet it is rivaled by a darker, more selfish need, the need to feel alive, powerful, and desired again. Rollins is no innocent observer. He has always understood leverage, how emotions can be currency. His closeness to Shanice is not merely desire, it is strategy intertwined with longing.
He knows the risks, knows that discovery would detonate more than one life, yet the danger only sharpens his resolve. There is something intoxicating about standing at the edge of ruin, about proving that he can take what was never meant to be his. Still, beneath his confidence lies fear. He knows Ted is not a man who forgives easily, and the inevitability of confrontation looms like a shadow he cannot outrun. Ted's rage does not explode outward, it implodes. He retreats into himself, replaying the scene over and over, each repetition more distorted and cruel than the last. He begins to question every memory, every reassurance Shanice has ever offered. Trust erodes, replaced by suspicion that poisons even the quietest moments. Ted's anger mutates into obsession. He starts to search for patterns, inconsistencies, any proof that what he fears is real. The need for certainty becomes unbearable, because uncertainty would mean admitting that he no longer has control over his own life.
Ted's investigations uncover fragments of truth, each one fueling his sense of betrayal. He feels mocked by the very people he once trusted, and that humiliation transforms into a desire for retribution. Yet his anger clashes violently with his lingering love for Shanice. He is torn between destroying the lie and preserving the remnants of a life that once made sense. This contradiction tears him apart from the inside. Shanice reaches a breaking point when she realizes that no choice will spare her from pain. Confession would shatter everything. Silence would rot her from within. She is trapped between accountability and self-preservation, each option demanding a sacrifice she is not sure she can make. Her fear turns into desperation, and desperation into denial. She convinces herself that if she can just hold everything together a little longer, the storm might pass. But storms do not pass when fed by silence. Ted's anger finally begins to leak into his actions, subtle at first, then increasingly destructive. His decisions grow impulsive, driven by the need to regain dominance over a situation that has stripped him of dignity. Each step he takes pushes the others closer to the edge, whether he intends it or not.
Rollins, recognizing that the balance of power is shifting, contemplates drastic measures. Protecting himself becomes his priority, even if it means sacrificing Shanice. This realization horrifies him, yet he cannot deny it. Survival has always guided him, and now it demands cruelty. The thought of betrayal mirrors the very act he helped create, trapping him in an ironic reflection of his own actions. As pressure mounts, all three characters are forced to confront the consequences of their choices. Ted's fury threatens to consume him, transforming him into someone he barely recognizes. Shanice's internal conflict fractures her sense of self, leaving her emotionally exposed and unstable. Rollins' calculated confidence collapses into fear-driven recklessness. Each is cornered by their own motivations, unable to escape without inflicting damage. The story tightens into a brutal standoff of emotions rather than weapons, where every decision accelerates the inevitable collision. Anger, guilt, desire, and betrayal intertwine, leaving no clear path forward. In this suffocating space, the truth becomes less about what actually happened and more about what each character is willing to destroy to protect themselves. The gates have already been crossed, and there is no turning back. As the tension reaches its breaking point, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. No one escapes unscathed when secrets are buried too deep for too long. What began as silent glances and unspoken desires has evolved into a volatile chain reaction, where every suppressed emotion now demands a price. Anger sharpens into vengeance, guilt corrodes the soul, and loyalty fractures under the weight of betrayal. Each character stands at the edge of irreversible consequences, forced to choose between survival and self-destruction. In this final moment of reckoning, the question is no longer who is right or wrong, but who will fall first when the carefully constructed lies finally collapse. Because once the truth breaks through, it doesn't simply end the story. It ignites a far more dangerous beginning.